Hello and welcome to Grow to Glow to Inspiration. And I am Dr. Thashna Walsh, and I just wanted to pop on and just address a question that's just come in. There's obviously lots of questions, but this one is kind of burning because it's something that I've been hearing about over and over and over. So I just thought I would address it now. Um, Quickly. You ever get that feeling that you've been here before? I call it deja vu. Something happens, you're like, I've done that before, it's already happened. Um, Now, if you're getting that a lot, then you really need to pay attention. Um, because even though I don't know the whole quantum mechanics of it, I understand the concept. So I'm just going to just try to make it as simple as possible. So if you're getting deja vu all the time, because we live in a multi-dimensional universe, if you understand what that means, it means there is you and there are millions of versions of you. There are infinite versions of you. And as you're moving through time, you're engaging with those different versions of yourself. And so if I had to move from here to here, there's a version of myself here in microseconds, here, 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 here. Okay. And we're moving through versions of ourselves. But if you're getting deja vu, or feeling that you've come around, you're still doing the same thing, and your life feels just really mundane and feel really heavy and just slow, and like things aren't really happening for you, and you feel like you're like 40 years old and you haven't done anything for yourself, and you're still stuck in the same loop with the same people, with the same ideas, the same actions, the same thoughts going on in your head. It's because you're stuck in a car. They call it karma, because basically the thoughts that you've had in the past basically creates the thoughts that you're creating, the life that you're creating right now and for the future if you haven't changed your thoughts. So you get stuck in this karmic loop, um, or this quantum loop where you're not moving because you haven't tried to move into a different direction, or you tried, but because of the programs in your subconscious mind are so strong, you haven't really found the tools that helps you divert, take a turn, take a sharp turn away from that, out of that loop that you're in. So you could do the same thing. So even though you might be in a job, for example, where it's okay, it's an okay job, or you might not even like the job, but because it pays well enough to cover your bills and everything that you have to do, you feel that I can't leave this job, because if I leave this job, then I'm at risk of not getting another job. And so therefore you don't take the action of doing something new. Even when there's something deeply burning inside of you saying, oh, I wish I could open that floral shop, or I could start creating these dolls or something, whatever it is that is driving your passion, that thing that we all come onto the planet for with, that we really love and enjoy doing. So it could be you just love sports, you love making things, you love talking to people, you like helping people, whatever it is. If you are in a situation where you don't even like it where you're working, but you're earning enough money, and so you're therefore thinking it's more important to earn the money to pay the bills than actually follow this thing that I really, really, really love and enjoy doing, then it keeps you stuck in that loop, because then you have the thought space that I can't do any better than this, or if I leave this job then I'm not going to get another one, or what if I don't make enough money doing this thing that I love, um, and so on. We create all these ideas in our head that are not true. They're made up, they're concepts, they're something that somebody said to you, or something that you saw someone do and probably failed, and you just basically put that in your subconscious and made that into something that is set in stone. So of course you go around in the same karmic loop, not getting any better, not doing anything more, not feeling fulfilled in your life. Now, how do you get out of that? Well, you have to recognize that you're in it. Yeah, majority of the world doesn't even realize that they're stuck in a quantum loop. I mean, we live in a multi-dimensional universe. There are infinite possibilities. So the version of you that wants to be able to just chill all day long and do nothing at all, or the version of you that wants to open that nonprofit, or the version of you that wants to own all these businesses, or the version of you that wants to be a multimillionaire or a billionaire or whatever it is. All those versions of you exist, but the one that you're choosing right now is the space that you're living in. The one that you're choosing right now is creating the life that you're living in. So it only takes a headspace away to log out of where you are and into something new. But again, there are ways of doing that, and sometimes you might need some help. But there's lots of information. There's lots of information. I mean, sometimes if you get back into yourself or get your energy back into yourself, as opposed to having your energy spread everywhere because of fear and anxiety, if you can learn how to hone in, bring yourself back, bring your energy back into yourself, and recognizing that you are more powerful than you're giving yourself credit for, and focusing on all the negatives and creating anxiety and fear in your life is stealing your energy. And if you can get your energy back and recognizing that, you're a goddess, you are a queen, there's nothing you can't do. The God force runs through you. You're powerful, you're engaging, you're creative, you're beautiful, you're all of the things that will build you and take you to the next level and the next level. But you just have to know how to turn that around in your mind. But your subconscious mind is so powerful, but that's all it is. It's just pure power, but you need to direct it. And if you're not directing it um, if you're not programming it in the right way, then it's just going to give you what you programmed it as years ago when you were a child, when you didn't even know better, you didn't understand, and you let your parents and society and the media and other people program you. And then it's difficult then now to try to just take that idea, that program that you've been running on, and then change it just like that. It takes some time. Okay, so you have to learn patience, you have to learn forgiveness, you have to learn how to be still, you have to learn how to start opening up and letting the God source, the force, the universal intelligent God, let it flow through you, because you are a vessel for that. Um, and if you're not letting that flow because you're holding on to fear and worry and not believing in yourself, then it's not going to flow and you're not really going to get anywhere. And that karmic stuff is going to just keep you in that loop. So have a think about where you're at. Are you happy? Are you feeling really grounded in yourself, and you're feeling really chilled, and you're feeling life is going good, and there's no stress, and it's all easy and breezy, and when the challenges come, you deal with them, you let them flow through you nice and easily without any major disruption. If you're living that life, then you're doing all right. But if you're not, and you feel like every time you take a step forward, something knocks you back, then it's time to look at where you've come from, where you are now, and what are the thoughts you have for your future. Do you feel like you're deserving of something better or not? And if you're feeling that, yes, I feel like I deserve, but then there's a little voice in your head going, who do you think you are? Of course you don't. Then again, you're kept stuck in a loop, because there is that higher version of yourself, or the super consciousness, that is the God consciousness, that is trying to steer you in the right direction. And is that small, still voice. It's not rude or imposing. It's just soft and still, but then it gets knocked down almost instantly by those subconscious programs like, shut up and stop talking. You're talking nonsense. You can't do that. You're never going to do that. So, and we all go through it. And if you're really honest with yourself, you know that you go through it. And it can be heart crushing sometimes when you have an idea and it's almost like the whole of your program just comes and just squelches it and say, nope, that can't happen. Or you try it and it fails. And then because it fails, then your subconscious programming, your ego says, you see, I told you we're going to fail. I told you we're no good. I told you should stay here and stay safe and not expose yourself to all the embarrassment and the rejection and all of that. So there is a way out of that. There is a way out of it. And if you are feeling, because you have to be ready. You have to be ready, because if you're not ready, then you're going to make excuses and you're not going to follow through. So you need to get to a point where you're just like, you know what? Enough is enough. I'm tired of this crap. I really have had enough. And there must be a way to get myself out of this. And I want to know what that is. And I want to do it now. Some people do it on their own. You know, they go find all the books and they read a million books. I did that for sure, because I've been on this road for 20 years, but I felt that it was important for me to do it, because even though there were coaching programs that I joined, there's some of the stuff that I felt like I needed to go through on my own, slowly, in my own time, so that I could develop the feelings and the experiences. So then I could teach, because I know this is my calling. Eventually, I had to come out here and teach other people how to do this, and I really find joy in doing that. So you might be called to do something similar, and you might want to do it slowly, but how slowly do you want to go? Because this can take many years. Like I said, I've been on this journey of of when I first recognized that there was a program that needed changing. And I started the journey 20 years ago, 20 plus years, but I wasn't consistent with it. I kind of fell back and fell forward, and I fell back and I fell forward. But and sometimes that can be heart crushing as well, because you're thinking, okay, I really want this change, but then your programs are so strong that they kind of pull you back into where you were before. But each time I got a little bit better. And then I got coaches. Then I did, lots of seminars and programs, and to get me where I needed to get. So now today, I am now teaching from my heart, from my intuition, from my experiences, and from all the lessons that I have learned, and all the training that I've been through as well. So you don't have to do it on your own, is basically what I'm saying. But you need to get to that place where enough is enough, tired, and you know that there's more for your life, and therefore you're going to follow it through. So if you're one of those people and you need some help, I am inviting you to a ignition call. And this ignition call is about an hour long. It's like an hour of coaching for free, so that we can talk about and address where you are stuck, where you're stuck in that loop, and just feeling like it's just draining your batteries and you're just not getting anywhere, you're not doing anything, and you're feeling really despondent and almost depressed and sad, and just, oh, life is a bore. And for people who drink a lot of alcohol and smoke cigarettes, and I'll find some way of escaping, whether it's sex and trying to do things to escape the mind. This is for you especially, because if you feel like you have to escape your mind, I mean, I'm not saying don't drink and don't smoke and don't do all of those things, but if you're just doing them because it gives you pleasure, just not because you feel stressed out and you feel like you just need something to stop the racing in your head and your mind, and the discombobulation that you feel inside your body, inside your heart and your solar plexus, all of those disruptive feelings. That's your higher self trying to show you that you're not really on the right path for yourself, which is why you don't feel comfortable, you don't feel at ease, you don't feel that satisfaction and that fulfillment in your life. So listen to it, listen to it, listen to it, and yes, book an ignition call where we can go through some of these things with you and then point you in the right direction. And if you feel then you need to go down the avenue of really rewiring the way you think about things and get yourself out of this loop, this karmic loop that you're stuck in, and then I will also be introducing you to the 10-week program that we do. So 10 weeks in order to get you out of the program and into a totally different dimension of your life, so that you can experience life on a different level, on a higher level, an ascended level. So if you're interested in that, please give me a call. The information is down here. Just book a call and we'll get together on Zoom and have a conversation. But you don't need to be stuck on this loop. You don't need to be living life. This is not what life is about. And we're not taught this kind of stuff, this kind of stuff we should have been taught in schools instead of really, which war was fought in 1569 on the English shores of, who cares? I don't care, for sure. And no disrespect to the historians out there. If you like that kind of stuff, carry on. We're supposed to do what fires us up inside, what gives us the passion. We all have something. And obviously history and remembering a bunch of information like that is not for me. And if you're finding that there's something else that's driving you, that and you really need to get to it, then it is your absolute duty, because I tell you something, nobody can present that thing. Even if it's something a million people is doing, nobody can present it like you can. okay? Because you're an individual, you are unique. You way you speak and how you express yourself and your experiences and your stories that you're going to bring to the table is going to be totally different from somebody else's. So don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. I used to be afraid of that. I was thinking there are millions of coaches out there, millions of mentors out there talking about the same thing, trying to help people, because there 90% of the people out there are suffering, and 10% are on their way to total enlightenment. They get it and they're trying to help people. So there's lots of people for me to help and for all of us to help, because everybody's looking for somebody different, because the vibrations that we're all emitting is going to attract different people with different styles who can speak to different things in our lives. So if you're one of those people thinking, oh my God, so many people are doing it already, what is the point? No, answer your calling. If it's something that you're really passionate about, just open your mouth and start to speak. Open your mouth, start to express yourself. We're here to express the fullness of our hearts. Okay, but we need to get rid of all those limitations, because once we get rid of all those limitations and take those away, our heart becomes fully open and the whole of you just comes right out. Okay, so don't stay stuck. You don't need to stay stuck. And Yeah, let's have a conversation so we can talk about this and kind of steer you in the right direction. And Yes, so again, thank you for tuning in. If you have any questions, please put them in the comment section or find me on Facebook or Instagram. And your questions are very, very welcome. I love to participate and answer the questions if I know the answer. And if not, I like to go and figure things out as well, because it's important. It's important that we live a full life and we have all our questions answered. And also, if you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. I really appreciate the love and to know that I am actually on the right the right path and you are finding this useful. So please subscribe. And what else was I going to say? I can't remember. But anyway, thank you for staying tuned and sending you lots of love. Let's get off this track, going around in circles, not going anywhere. It's like a hamster on a wheel, isn't it? You're going, you're moving. You feel like you're in action, but it's ineffective action. Ineffective action, which means you're not doing anything. You may as well just sit down and do nothing, because you're just going to waste energy. So if you want to be in effective action, then you need to get out of that loop so that you can move into different directions of where your purpose is guiding you to. So then you can live a really successful life, a really happy life, a really fulfilled life, because then you can teach others how to get off that other that's stuck in the rut path as well. Okay. Thank you very much for staying in tune. And till next time, keep smiling or put a smile on your face. Okay. And then the rest of your body will follow. Talk soon. Bye. Lots of love.